All right, hello and welcome. How's everyone doing on what I hope is a fantastic August the 5th? We have missed all. I say me. I have missed all of July basically on Babylon 5. Sorry about that.
We had one episode, maybe one stream.
I think I got the very first. I think I got the very first of July, whatever that one was, and then after that, just nothing.
Okay.
But so what happened here is I'm playing around with my background and being distracted. That's what's happening here. But what also was happening here is I had a coworker who unfortunately flaked out a bit on us, and so my boss he's such a nice guy.
Sorry, I was not laughing about the coworker flaking out. I was laughing about something in chat. Sorry to interrupt.
the IC?
No, what came after that? They can hear both of us.
Wow. I know.
Yeah.
I am on a roll.
Yeah, you're doing awesome, Matthew. Keep it up. Keep it up.
I had a coworker. He was supposed to be doing some work remotely, just ghosted us. Absolutely ghosted. And my boss is such a nice guy. He's like, hey, Matt, would you maybe sort of kind of mind, take helping out and going down to the job site, which, it's Texas, so everything is a long way away. And it's so sweet because I'm like, you're the boss. Just tell me, hey, Matt, sorry, you won the lottery this week and you get to go to a job site. Like it's part of work. It's part of what I do. But the fact that he was just so like, hey, if you wouldn't mind, I was so surprised. I'm not used to this sort of boss. I think they're more like a millennial boss. And I'm definitely more of a boomer boss mentality. Where, like, have you encountered this, Jeff? Where
please explain.
Yeah, so a boomer boss or a Gen Xer, it is you get a salary position. And 40 hours is considered the minimum for a salary position.
Okay.
And you work with the understanding that 40 hours is ideal. That's what a good week is. But there's going to be overtime and your salary. And so you are compensated for that overtime work through things such as retirement plans and healthcare and, paid vacation, things like that.
Gotcha. Okay.
And Xers and maybe Zennials, that kind of micro generation between X and Millennial, maybe the older ends of Millennials, we're all okay with that. We're like, yeah, this is part of being a salary position. If I want true flexibility with my schedule, then I'm going to be hourly. And then it's just, hey, I'm scheduled for this time. I come, I get straight pay work, whatever it is, no overtime, blah, blah, blah. Millennials are more the mindset of when I get a salary position, it is for 40 hours a week. And any time over than that, I will be compensated for dollar for dollar, hour for hour. And it's very much a mindset of like, hey, if I didn't say when I got hired that I'm going to be traveling, then I won't travel. It's very much, I'm not here to be a team player. I am here to do exactly the job that I am paid to do. And if you pay me for going above and beyond, then I will choose to go above and beyond. But if I'm not compensated for going above and beyond, then I will not do so. And if you try to penalize me, then I'll just go find another job. And Kay Roberts, I know Boomer is Gen X parents, but like that has been my entire like work relationship with bosses up till now. The Boomer generation, I may have had some people from No, I don't think I ever had a boss that was from the Greatest Generation. They're all boomers or Xers. Mostly boomers. And to now have someone younger than me who is solidly in the millennial mindset, it's nice. It's nice. But at the same time, it's nice because everyone that I work with has more of a X mentality. And so we're all in there to work hard. So it works well that we're all like, hey, we understand you got a doctor appointment, go take care of it. I think it'd be really weird if we were all a bunch of millennials. Okay, they are all a bunch of millennials. It'd be weird if we all had the millennial mindset or the Gen Alpha mindset when it comes to work.
Well, my experience, Matthew, is I've worked for government pretty much all my life. So it's, you work your hours and you go home. No overtime. Government doesn't want to pay you overtime. So.
Yeah, so it's interesting because my mom, she does, she's also government, but it's more local government. She works healthcare, not healthcare. She works, what's the word? Health inspection stuff. So if you spot a food handling violation, you call up the city and like, hey, there's this guy and he's taking a bath in the hot dog juice. And then he's cooking hot dogs in it. And you're like, okay, well, that's a gross health code violation. And so she'd go out there and inspect it and shut the guy down.
Okay.
And they very much, health department, that's what I'm looking for. They're very, very much of the mindset of you are employed to do 40 hours a week, but there's going to be weekend work you have to do because they have temporary events and like the 4th of July stuff. It happens on a weekend and they have all those little trailers that you buy stuff from, you know, those have to be inspected.
Gotcha. Okay.
If it's after hours and all of a sudden someone's freezer shuts down, you have to go out there and inspect them and be like, okay, you have fixed it. You are safe to serve customers again, stuff like that. And there's a lot of the new generation who they do not get this, and they put up a stink about having to go and take care of it and do the work.
Right.
So it's interesting. It's interesting. But the point is,
now, I'm not saying I don't work differing hours at times, but no overtime. That's just 40 hours a week.
Mm-hmm.
And if I have different hours, well, we would if we had to work it, but it's so rare.
Yes, Anna, hot dog juice bathing would be a very specific health code violation. It's
I imagine so.
It's toward the back of the book under the unusual. Yeah, work ethic definitely is a thing of nurture. It's like by nature we're not that sort of people.
Well, Omni, we don't have a union, so there would be no strikes.
But could we still pull the Rush Act? Hey, Mercer.
I gotta say, where I work, things are done really well for the employees. We may not get paid quite as much as maybe somebody in the commercial field, but or in other locations of the country, but we're still paid really well, and we get good raises, so I can't complain. Son Sinclair, says Joel.
And Thomas is saying hello to Sebastian and hello to Gene Simmons, which, for context on that one, if you don't hang out in my Discord, I was telling everyone this week.
Maybe you should.
Yeah, maybe you should. Maybe you should. But I was telling everyone this week how, I forget exactly how it came up, but my son was trying to ask me who Gene Simmons was. And I'm like, oh, he was this really energetic guy, really big into exercise, kind of wore some very bright, flamboyant colors, always had like a sweatband on his head. I can show you some of his, very famous for his workout videos. And Amy's chuckling over there. And I'm like, what? And she's like, Matt, that is not Gene Simmons. That is in fact Richard Simmons. And it was, as usual, she's right. It was Richard Simmons that I was describing. But I got 50% of the name right. So I feel like I've really knocked it out of the park on that one.
We'll give it to you.
And I mean, not only did I get the name somewhat right, but I actually correctly described the person I was trying to describe. I was just wrong about who the person was from the get-go.
Joel says Dolores would be proud.
She would. And yes, K. Roberts, I did realize my mistake, and did realize that I should have been describing a rock star and not a workout star.
Josh, what are you on?
He
says, yeah, you sound like a drunk adult from Charlie Brown, and I sound like Julia Child? What? From Charlie Brown, and I sound...
Okay, I just listened to the audio from the stream. I'm like, well, maybe I have the audio settings messed up, but no, I sound as I always do. I have the audio.
You sound normal to me, for you.
Yeah. Wah, 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 wah.
I don't know where the Julia Child came from, Josh, but okay.
Well, it must be from all those cooking streams you do.
Yeah, because I'm a world famous cook.
Yeah.
Right.
You make classic Star Trek dishes every week after Jeff Nerdy. Cooking for tots.
No. But into the oldie, it says Omni.
Oh, sorry to hear about that, Melphasis, saying that his laptop is failing, had to order a new one.
Oh, sorry about that, Melphis.
So, the long and short is, it was a good 3 weeks, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
I think it's about 3 weeks, and one thing I'm actually extremely thankful for is, so it was an emergency situation. He's like, Matt, can you please go like tomorrow? So I go up there Wednesday night. I'm out of town Thursday through Saturday, and I come back Saturday night, and less than 24 hours, Sunday afternoon, I'm headed back out to the job site where I'm there through Tuesday night. And then my boss was kind enough to switch out with me so that he took the back end of the week so that I could be like, he specifically said, hey, Matt, don't you do stuff with your youth group on Wednesdays? Like, aren't you a youth leader? Do you need to be back for that? And I'm like, yeah, that actually be really good. Cause we do this Bible quizzing thing that I made the equipment for. And I'd love to be back for it. And so he specifically came to the job site so that I could be back home in time to do that.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah. And then I was right back out there after that. The following Tuesday, I think it was, where we were able to start doing stuff remotely. But it was still like, my kids were like, Dad, why are you yelling at people? Like, what are they doing wrong? I'm like, okay, no one has done anything wrong. They are at a noisy job site next to really loud equipment and machinery and stuff. And so I'm having to talk loud enough for them to hear me. No one's in trouble. And like, oh, okay. We thought someone was in a lot of trouble.
Thomas wants to know if you messed something up on the first trip, and that's why you had to go back.
Did I mess anything up on the first trip? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure no. In fact,
I believe you.
In fact, definitely no. I'm hesitating because there are certainly things that I have messed up. And I say mess up, but it's like more like, oh, hey, I pointed to address 15 instead of 16. I was getting the wrong data. Okay. But even that, I think actually I fixed a lot of stuff that was wrong. It was incredibly productive trips. And I've just been going nonstop for like 2.5 weeks, I think it is, I guess, in the end.
That's crazy.
But it was good.
That
it was all
crazy.
extremely good stuff to do. Memphis is saying that it's just the left fan on it broke. Okay, so just one fan. That's not too bad.
He's just replacing that fan, not the whole laptop.
That's good. I've had to do a couple of those. And if you're comfortable with doing it, since you're having to open up and replace fans like that anyway, they tend to be part of a single unit nowadays with like the heat sink. And if you're comfortable with it, then removing the heat sink, and I'm assuming your heat sink can even be removed on your laptop, I don't know, and reapplying some fresh thermal paste, like now is a great time to do that since you're having to deal with the guts of your laptop anyway. But
not a bad suggestion.
Yeah, if you're not okay with that, don't sweat about it. Just replace the fan. Don't risk breaking your laptop more to do a slightly beneficial maintenance thing, because it'll lower temperatures a bit depending on how old it is, and
right.
So your laptop can actually run a little bit better and a little bit quieter. In fact, mine could probably use some replacement, but I dare not do it right now because I'm limping along on this laptop because I don't want to have to rebuild my desktop PC that died 2-3 months ago now.
I was going to ask you how your search is going for a computer, but you probably haven't had time.
I haven't, and honestly, it's just as long as I can keep my laptop where it is right now, I just don't want to spend the money on a desktop. Okay, would I be able to play the greatest games on this laptop? No, but when was the last time I actually played a game?
What's a game?
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. Oh, Melf, that is excellent thermal paste. The Thermal Grizzly Cryonaut. That's not the liquid metal one, right? That's just the kind of their upper end regular thermal paste. Did I work on my laptop the day I streamed? I did update OBS just before the stream.
I did that Saturday, I think, before Jeopardy.
I say just before the stream. When I got home and set up the live stream a couple hours ago, I went ahead and updated OBS just to see, like, okay, I got 2 hours in case something goes wrong, but it worked out.
OBS is pretty reliable.
It is, as long as you don't do a major revision upgrade, as long as just that minor step up, it tends to not break anything.
Mercer misses the bar background.
Mercer, I can hook you up tonight. Check this out. Boop.
Ooh.
There you go.
There you go.
And if I had something to put, I have a little Kahula type drink up there, like a little. You add it to your beverage. If I had a beverage to imbibe, I would gladly have a drink on with the pub behind me, but I don't. Thomas, I miss a lot of the stuff I did too. I greatly enjoyed that time of life with the virtual pub and the Voyager reviews, and maybe someday I'll get to start doing some stuff like that again, but that's just it's not where I'm at right now, unfortunately.
Well, Thomas, we didn't think Babylon 5 would happen, but here we are. We're halfway through the series as of this episode.
Are we? Oh, hey, speaking of which, how about we go ahead and start looking that way? What was my prediction? Do you remember?
Well, I do have it typed out.
Ooh.
Lucky for you. So this is Ceremonies of Light and Dark. It's episode 11 of season 3, the halfway mark of the series. And you said it's tough because the show is focused a lot on the Minbari, so it's easy to think that this might be maybe a Narn episode. On the other hand, it just makes sense to have a Minbari episode and where they are after the split in the Grey Council, with the Grey Council being described as standing between the light and the dark, so it makes sense that this episode would focus on the destruction of the Grey Council and the ramifications of the breaking of the Council, and to show all they did to be that entity to stand against the darkness, and now that they are gone, what the wider implications are for not only the Minbari, but the wider universe at large.
I like the sounds of that.
I do too. That sounds like an interesting episode.
The question is, did I get it at all? At all correct? Let me go ahead and pin the link in the chat and we will get started on this. Let's see if I did this right. Like so. Why aren't you playing? We'll figure. Hopefully I did this right. My video player doesn't show like it's actually. Oh, there we go. Excellent. Don't worry. All right. So
I see it.
Now that I've confirmed that I actually will have my slideshow playing, I was a little concerned because my Stream Deck thing wasn't looking the most reliable today. Which I love this Stream Deck. I did not buy it. Bird of Prey 5 actually gave it to me. Oops.
I remember. Oh, and then you break it.
A little bit. No, it's my phone. Yeah, so Bird of Prey 5, it broke on him. And he's like, Matt, I can't do anything with this. You want it? I'll send it your way. I know you fix up electronic stuff. And thankfully, I put on soldered on a new USB cable and it works. And so I wasn't entirely confident that it was working today. I thought maybe something about my janky setup over here had broken. So yeah, we're good. We're good. And hey, Texas, sorry about that. I only got the alert set up at like 6 p.m. Matthew Standard Time.
Welcome, Texas. Oh, by the way, you also had the future guesses that the White Star gets severely damaged, being outclassed, and they reach out to the Technomages to upgrade the White Star. And that Londo has 3 opportunities to overcome his fate, but it implies that the first 2 he'll miss them.
Yeah.
So it'll have to be the 3rd one if he gets saved.
And I definitely, I got some good feelings about the White Star one. I am so confident that narratively speaking, we will see him fail those first 2. The question is number 3. Will he get number 3? Or will he only, will he see what's happening and he's still, at that point, he'll understand this is my last chance. What will he choose? That's what I want to see. So I did drop the link to the screening room. If you're here in the chat with us, then by all means, please click on that and it will open up our screening room. And all this does is it lets you watch right now during this stream, all of our watch times synced up within a couple seconds of each other. If you're here in the future, sorry, you won't, you can go there, but there's not going to be any video playing for you. This is not a way for you to watch this without going to one of the official sources. You got to go somewhere official and make sure that you're doing it the right way. So if you're here in the future, you can go to, Roku? I think still is streaming it.
Roku, yeah.
I believe there's something with a P. The Peacock? No, they're not doing it right now. Pluto TV? Tubi?
Tubi
TV. Not with a P at all.
Not with a P.
Amazon Prime. So the Roku and the Tubi, you can watch it free with ads. The Amazon Prime one, as long as you're on Amazon Prime, you can watch it free without ads. So, whatever you got, you can do that. Or I will say this until I die. My absolute favorite way of watching this is to just go out and buy the physical media, like Jeff has. That's the actual Blu-ray, which is the remastered video. All the wonderful high quality that you can get from it. And you never ever have to worry, hey, does this person not stream it anymore? Do they lose the rights? Hey, where can I find it now? No, you got it forever. You make the backup of your discs so that you watch the digital stuff, and when the digital stuff goes bad, you got the physical to fix it with.
That's right.
Can't get better than that. If you... Yes?
And I want to say, you mentioned P. You were trying to think of a P streaming service. No, Omni, this show is too good for Paramount Plus.
Wouldn't it be so ironic if Paramount bought the rights to Babylon 5?
No. Well, I guess it would be ironic, but...
It would be so
they
ironic.
They would ruin it. They would ruin it.
And Joel is pointing out that if you buy the DVDs, you get extras. And this is a foreign concept. Back in the day, they used to put on like behind the scenes and a director commentary and actor commentary sometimes and all this special stuff if you bought the DVD over the VHS. And then we got Blu-rays and they're like, buy our stuff. And they stopped trying. It's weird.
That's right. They did not put the commentaries on the Blu-ray set or the recent DVD set that they made from the remaster.
Oh, weird.
So, So if you want all the extras, get the older DVD set. The downfall of that is the image is stretched on the CGI. Looks bad.
So weird stuff. I don't know. I'm clearly not in this industry, so I don't understand their ways. But for our ways, if you can't come to the screen room right now, maybe you're on your cell phone. Maybe you just like hang out with us. You're in the future. You don't have a physical copy, and you are not going to sign up for one more streaming service. So help you. Hey, I get it. We got you covered. Once every 7 to 9 seconds, right here-ish, there will be a still image. No sound, just the image by itself, so that you can have some sort of frame of reference if I ever actually talk about the show and I'm not being highly distracted by some rabbit trail. Which, good luck, everyone. You guys know what I'm about.
It happens.
Just a little bit. So, with all that, let's go ahead and get this started. I'll give anyone here in the future who is setting up their physical copy or streaming or whatever a quick 3 countdown so that we can all hit that play button at about the same time. So, 3, 2, 1, hit that play button, everyone. Exactly, K. Roberts. Squirrel! So they are talking about how they are shipping out the last of the Night Watch from the station. And Jeff, you were talking about this last week. Well, last time we watched. But initially, they had done a scene where it was done after the fight from the last episode. And he was using a cane, implying that he had been shot in the leg. However, in real life, as he was doing the scene, he broke his arm or his hand. And so they had to change it up where now he's in a cast and a sling to hide up the fact that he actually broke his arm there.
Right. And they filmed the cane scene before the stunt during the fight.
And so one of the design choices they made for the wardrobe is that Sheridan has decided that he is not going to put on the complete Earth Force uniform until they come to a satisfying conclusion. That he feels that he's been somewhat betrayed by Earth Force right now. That it no longer represents his ideals.
Yes, Texas, we meant Night Force. You're correct.
Yes, Night Force. So they did pull a quick one on Night Force where they got them locked up. That was 2 episodes ago, I want to say.
Yes.
And then last episode, they kind of got the blowback from that, where now you had the Earth government coming to take possession of Babylon 5. And they had this big battle. They just barely won, fighting off some invaders even, when all of a sudden reinforcements from the Earth Force show up. And things are looking grim, we're not going to win. And at the last second, in comes Dolores on the White Star. And she was
with other Minbari ships.
With other Minbari ships. And one of the big things that happened in that episode is that the Grey Council has broken apart. And she did it. She talked about a prophecy that Valen made, is that before the final battle, the Grey Council would be broken. And so she breaks the staff of Valen, I think it was. And the priest class and the worker class.
Religious and workers, yeah.
Do they call them?
Oh. Oh.
Someone's acquiring a target.
Religious caste and worker class.
Okay. I wasn't sure if they called them like something else than workers, like the peon caste or the... Anyway.
Oh.
So they left the council, and the only people left on the council is the warrior caste. And Trevor Lorne is saying it's the religious caste?
I think he's reacting to your priest caste.
Oh. You know, they're priests-ish. Josh saying that Zathras is not happy with only being in one episode, so he hired a hitman to get more screen time. I forgot to mention the Omni cast. Well played, Omni.
That's a good one, Omni.
Thomas saying, is Dolores a priest? No. She's a priestess. She's a girl.
Ah. Good comeback.
No.
She is Satai.
But yeah, so Sheridan doing his rounds, not paying attention.
Ooh, Lord Reefer is in this one.
Reefer. He is technically the one in charge of Centauri right now. The power behind the throne, as it were.
That's accurate.
And so Strider here, he's saying that, hey, Earth Force is not my government. He grew up on a colony, and as far as he was concerned, the Earth government is just some remote place that send out decrees. You know, kind of a very American colonist mindset.
I take it Strider is Marcus.
Marcus. I couldn't think of his name, but he has a very Strider personality to me.
So they're going to try to have the rebirth ceremony that we saw in season 1, only an expanded version of that.
The rebirth ceremony was the Imbari one, right?
The what? I'm sorry?
The rebirth ceremony. That was the Imbari ceremony, or was that the Narn one?
Yes, the Minbari.
And so they are recounting those who sacrificed themselves in the war or who died in the skirmish. And did on the bottom of the not photon torpedoes, there was a design. Are we supposed to recognize that design, or is that just a random aesthetic choice?
There's a design there?
There was.
I didn't notice it.
I'll grab a screenshot of it later. The EA symbol.
Earth Alliance.
And so Londo, they're revealing the fact that the Centauri are not just at war with one person. He said, I'm reading the reports from the front lines. Note the plural, lines. Is there anyone we're not at war with right now? And so one of the things that they established as Londo was trying to disengage his relationship with the Shadow Spiders, they basically just went behind his back to Rifa. And here we go. One of the deals that they made with the Shadow Spider people is that there was like one planet on the border that they really wanted, and then they said, y'all guys can have all of this side of the universe. We get all of the other side, and we're never going to cross that line, have a demilitarized zone. And Londo, he's really trying, like he wants Centauri to be powerful. He wants them to have everything they used to have. But he doesn't want to be associated with the Shadows people. Like he recognizes that their means are atrocious even by his standards. And he's saying that your associates, the Shadow Spiders, are carving a great black hole or dark hole in the middle of the universe, and we're going to get sucked into it if we don't distance ourselves from them.
What's interesting about that holo recording, in the original scene, Morden was seated when he mentioned Reefer's name.
Oh.
Here he was standing, so they must have re-recorded it. Yes.
Ha! Yes. Okay, so...
Listen to this.
Okay, so Londo, he was making a great point. He was saying that the big issue he has is that Reefer's concern should be with the Centauri people. That for all the bad stuff Londo has done, he has legitimately done it for the good of the Centauri people. And he can see that what the Shadow Spiders were getting them to do was bad for the heart, the soul of the Centauri people. And so he said, you should be more concerned with the Centauri people than for your own personal glory. And so he's rebuking Reefer for pursuing personal glory over the well-being of his people. He says, that's for one thing. But for the other thing is, you should be concerned about the poison I just gave you. And he's saying that the poison he gave him comes in two parts. The first part he's already ingested, and it settles in your intestines, and it will stay there for years, and it's safe until the second part is given to you. And I can get the second part to you anytime I want, basically.
And this poison, in a way, sounds like the poison that Sinclair supposedly gave to Jakar. If you
Wasn't
remember
that a
the pilot
bluff?
episode. It was a bluff, yeah.
In his
That's why I
case, at
said
least.
supposedly. Of course, Garibaldi went beep beep at Jakar.
And so what he's saying is that now that I've poisoned
Tracking
you,
device.
if you're not going to do what's right for the good of the people, then you're going to do what's right, because if you don't, I'm going to kill you. And so he's given him the ultimatum that before you were encouraging and pressing for the assault on worlds that have nothing to do with anything, you're going to stop that. You're going to let people just be. We're only going to fight battles that actually have importance for us.
Peekaboo?
Peekaboo was his password?
Yes.
So the first time when we saw this rebirth ceremony, when she's talking about she wants to do it again, and she's talking about inviting Sinclair, Ivanova, and
you mean
Londo. Sheridan.
You mean Sheridan?
I do mean Sheridan. Text is saying, yeah, it wasn't poison, it was a tracking device.
Yes, my mistake.
But interestingly, she wants to invite Londo to this. And what was interesting
he was the top of her list.
And interesting to me is at the end of the first ceremony, Sinclair's girlfriend, I think, pointed out that technically someone got married in that ceremony from the way he described it.
Technically.
So let's see what happens in this one. Now, Omni has identified this guy as Boggs, perhaps, or Bogues?
Boggs.
Boggs. And one of the things they mentioned at the beginning of the episode when they had successfully gotten the last of the Night Force people out, they mentioned that at least it's the last of the Night Force that we are aware of. And so here we see there's still kind of a sleeper cell. Probably not the right word. There's a cell, a remnant of them.
Right. Thomas points out that Catherine could have been joking that someone got married.
She could have been. And this guy's talking about how he once took 7 days to kill Inbari. And it's interesting because, he's doing a good job being disturbing. Or distracting at the very least. Did I say Inbari? Inbari.
Minbari.
Yeah.
Minbari, yeah. Min. You do the hokey pokey and you turn the psycho around. Oh, wow. Thomas, I just think it shows how psycho he is with his singing.
So Dolores is asking Strider, he's saying, "What? You've been uncomfortable about this rebirth ceremony ever since I mentioned it. you've been nervous. And he goes, what are you afraid of? And he goes, nothing. Spiders.
Double meaning there, maybe.
Ooh, oh yeah. Oh, and Dolores mentions that the rebirth ceremony was part of his final training. So it's interesting that something about the ceremony makes him deeply uncomfortable. Because we've seen it. It wasn't that big of a deal.
Oh.
Okay, the symbol on the screen back there, that was the symbol on the bottom of the
Earth Alliance symbol.
It was EA. So he reboots the computer, and after he rebooted it, because they couldn't get the Night Force had locked them out, and so by rebooting it, they were getting access back to their system.
They were afraid that Earth Alliance would come through the communications lines and retake the station that way.
And apparently when they rebooted the system, it brought back an AI that they initially tried to set up, but they just immediately shut down because it was horrible. And it's this kind of a brash New Yorker, Bostonian sort of personality.
Very good. Now, do you recognize the voice?
Ooh, let me hear it one more time without talking over him.
You'll hear it again. Perhaps, Thomas. Perhaps.
So she invites Londo, and Londo, he mentions, I'm surprised you invited me. And she makes a comment about how the whole purpose of the rebirth ceremony is to have a time of confession and meditation moving forward, rebirthing. And Londo he gets offended. He's like, I basically don't need to make confession, that I've already taken care of my past. I plan on being busy whenever it is.
Jakar's just too busy.
And I get Jakar's position. Well, honestly, I get Londo's too. They've done a great job writing this. But I get that Jakar specifically has already had his own rebirth moment this season.
Yes, he did.
He makes a comment how he's already been born once, but frankly, he's already been reborn once. And I can see why he is like, I don't need this. I'm good. And so she's asking, why are you so upset about taking part in the rebirth ceremony? And he says, you're asking me to give something up, but I have nothing left. It's all gone. And he's talking about how his brother tried to warn him about the shadows, but he didn't listen. And now when the shadows came, he lost his brother, his home, everything. And so he went off searching for the Rangers because his brother believed in them. He believed specifically in Dolores. And now I have nothing left to give. And she's saying, but that's exactly what you must give up. And she's saying, yes, you have lost much. So she's recognizing, absolutely, you've lost everything. But you have taken that pain and turned it into a chain of your own making. And you need to let go of that loss and regret.
Omni says, exposition time. Strider history. I think it's well done, though, Omni.
Sorry, the wet floor thing in the background cracks me up for some reason.
Oh, you noticed that?
Yeah.
That was mentioned in, I think, Lurker's Guide to B5.
Like it's such a organic
for this episode
thing to exist.
Uh-oh.
And so Minbari had come to partake in this rebirth ceremony, and it ended up being an ambush, or the remnant of the Night Watch people, Night Force, took advantage of this meetup. Okay, hold on. I'm not recognizing the voice yet.
Okay.
Exactly, Thomas. He needs his pain. Like Kirk. And Omni's pointing out that Mira Furlan, Strider here, I believe, also lost a lot in real life, the Yugoslavian wars.
Actually, she's Dolores.
Oh.
Mira
That makes more sense. I mean, I honestly don't know a lot about foreign names, so I was willing for Strider's name to be Mira, but it makes more sense as a girl's name. I mean, you're not wrong, Thomas. I probably won't recognize it when I hear it clearly. Don't tell me straight out. Maybe if I don't get it on the next time I hear the voice, give me like a generic hint.
Texas is right. Marcus is played by Jason Carter. Okay, you got a couple of hints in the chat.
City on the River.
City on the River.
Is a hint that he's a noted writer, or are you saying that Jason Carter was a noted writer?
The voice that you're trying to identify. He's a noted writer.
Okay. So to show that they're serious, they killed a random Minbari. Uh-oh. There we go. Got Jeff back. So he goes back to where Dolores came to meet him at one point. And at that point, he had made a comment about, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a crime syndicate over there, but we have an understanding. I don't bother them. They don't bother me. And so he says, hey, cut me in. He's trying to do this an easy way, but he's saying, hey, we can do this the hard way. In 5 minutes, I'll be the only one at this table still standing. And 5 minutes after that, I'll be the only person in this room still standing. And they laugh about it, but I suspect he's going to be correct. So they're trying to have a private conversation, and it turns out that this guy he's learned the language. He said it came in real handy when I told them to dig their own graves. And Dolores says she feels sorry for him. And she's saying that the Mbari people are at their best when they move together, and they're at their worst when they move together. And that the humans had killed their people's leader, and they moved together to get revenge. And she pushes his buttons.
He is crazy.
The Minbari rushes him, dodges the first blast, somehow gets his bonds undone, but it's too late and gets, just a heroic shoulder wound at this point. And honestly, if there's anyone who needs the rebirth ceremony, that crazy guy, he could use a rebirth ceremony.
Oh, me. Strider.
He's annoyed. He's like, now I have to wait for someone to wake up. He says, yeah, back home they said that I was carrying around a lot of repressed anger, but look around, I'm not repressed anymore. And Lanier's like, yeah, I came here to talk about the rebirth ceremony. And Strider's like, this is what you want to talk about right now? Yeah, Joel, Lanier is still very repressed. Dun dun dun. So Lanier, he's saying at the rebirth ceremony, I'm required to tell something that I've never told anyone before, and now is a good enough time as any. I love her. He's saying that he has a higher, pure love for her, that he is well aware that she is destined or fated for another. and he just wants to stay by her side for as long as he lives. And he says, since I can never tell her, I tell you as part of my ritual. And just then, someone finally starts to wake up, so Strider excuses himself.
Wakey, wakey, says Omni.
And so he says, you want me to break something? An arm, a leg? We're all out of broken hearts. We seem to have too many of those. And so the guy gives him some sort of name. He goes, see, it's just like I always say. You can get more with a kind word and a 2x4 than with just a kind word.
A kind stranger.
So clearly they still have a little bit of access to the security system because they were able to close down Sector 14A under Garibaldi's orders, but he didn't order any such thing.
May have happened before they rebooted the computer.
I kind of agree with the psychopath. Always bet on stupidity. Yeah, Joel, Garibaldi should not have installed Windows 11. Something about those doors remind me of Bajoran doors.
Paramount did it again.
Exactly, Omni. Coolant leak! Bridge! We have a coolant leak! But of course, it's all just a trick to flush them out of their hidey hole. And so the psychopath has been shot, and I bet Dolores goes to try and redeem him, perhaps. Or, you know, she tries to save John and gets stabbed. Both are good guesses. Yeah, Johnny's not happy.
Not at all.
I want to say that guy's also been shot. A little bit. No more. No more. He says, no more night watch, no more view on my station, no more hostages.
Reminded me of the War Doctor. No more.
That's what I was quoting. Rose, no
Yeah.
more.
Yes.
So unfortunately, the rebirth ceremony has to be done with a certain amount of time, and it's almost past. Delenn is in no condition to perform it at this point. I'm not getting it. I'm not catching this voice. But Garibaldi's had enough, and he shoots the speaker so he can have a moment of silence.
For poor Garibaldi.
Give me another hint, Texas. I have no idea what the city on the river is. I'm not familiar with this work.
City on the River is a reference by William Shatner about a famous Star Trek episode. He got the name of the episode wrong.
Well, goodness knows I never do that. So, okay, I'm familiar with the sci-fi work. I have no mouth and I must scream. Ellison?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know how I would have recognized his voice.
Fair enough.
And he meant City on the Edge of Forever.
Yes. He was a consultant on Babylon 5 for all 5 seasons.
And so they're bringing in stuff to give up, and they're making confessions to Delenn. And Ivanova says, I think I love Talia.
They're giving up their Earth Force uniforms. Ooh.
Oh, good for Dr. Franklin. He says, I think I have a problem, referring to his stim pack usages. And he says, wait, as part of the ceremony, Delenn had something made for you. I think she was expecting your actions, which I assume we're going to get some new uniforms.
Our ships are back.
Which, oh yeah, oh, hold on. Hold on. Have we not seen Sheridan in this outfit in
Have
the
we?
vision that Talia had? Or was that a... No, that was a... That was... Chekhov's thing. Psychor. He was in a Psychor uniform.
Yes, that's what he was in.
Yeah, he was in the Psychop. So it's also a primarily black with a few accents uniform. I initially got excited because I thought maybe we were seeing a fulfillment of some prophecy stuff going on here, but
Not quite.
not quite.
And we've been purposely avoiding gifts with those uniforms.
Ha! I appreciate that. So I'm not sure if I necessarily buy Ivanova's confession. I feel like that's
You don't buy it?
I feel like it's maybe a little retrofitted in.
I don't know. I think it was pretty heavily hinted at that they were having a relationship.
Like right in the last episode when
Yes.
that's when it's like, hey, and now it's this. But I feel like everything before that, it was just, hey, we're two friends.
That last episode that Talia was in, she stayed in Ivanova's quarters that night.
Yeah.
In fact, you see, what was it? Talia was laying down and she was reaching and couldn't find Ivanova. So,
Texas wants to know.
It was the other way around. It was the other way around, I think.
Was it? Yeah, because they were trying to make it seem like Ivanova might have been the mole. And Texas wants to know, as a fashion critic, what is my take on their uniforms? I think they look snappier than the Earth Force ones.
The cast liked them.
Like
they were lighter weight, easier to move around in.
The ones we've seen for the past 2.5 seasons now, they're kind of bulky, to be honest. They got some padding to them, and I don't think it's just because it's black is slimming, but these definitely look more streamlined and less poofy.
Thomas says that I should wear the uniform. Why should I wear the uniform, Thomas? I'm curious.
Yeah, and Josh is saying that I was kind of in the ballpark, but not close in my prediction.
Well, you thought this would concentrate on the Grey Council and the ramifications of them not being around. I don't think it really went into that, other than the one remark by Boggs that Dolores is kind of like the second coming to the Minbari.
Yeah.
Thomas, if you want to buy me the uniform, I'll wear it.
Yeah.
Omni says
Jeff,
she is Satai.
Thoughts about the episode?
I thought this was a good episode. It was a lot calmer than the last one. I mean, we had a few action scenes in it, but no big space battles or anything like that. But it was a good character piece, I thought. This Rebirth ceremony, we learn more about Marcus. The crew, they're telling some of their deepest thoughts, their secrets. They're revealing them. We hear that from Lanier, which is very interesting, that he loves Dolores. But it's a purer love than a romantic love, according to him. So we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, this was a good episode. What did you think?
Yeah, it was a good episode. I like I like that we're seeing kind of some lingering issues from the Night Force. That it wasn't just, hey, we completely defeated you, everything's done. But there were actually some ramifications there. I think it also makes a lot of sense that the people that we saw today, like Night Force was always built up of people who were somewhat xenophobic. And it was always built up of people who had a chip on their shoulder and enjoyed the power that it gave over other people. And I think it makes a lot of sense that the people we saw today weren't just those people who were kind of the Karens of the galaxy. They're just out there to be able to push other people around and make a couple extra bucks and stuff like that. But these were like the true believers. These were the diehard fanatics. And I think it made a lot of sense that they were individuals who had been personally hurt. They didn't just have a grudge, like they had a personal vendetta because they had been hurt by the Minbari.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right on that. We also get... I'm sorry, go ahead.
We might have been about to say the same thing. I was going to talk about Londo. And
yes.
Yep, go for it.
Well, I think he's playing a really dangerous game with Reefer. Supposedly he has injected a drug into him through his drink that could, with another drug, kill him, a poison, create a poison in his body. What is Reefer going to do? Is he going to look for this and maybe get some sort of revenge on Londo? You kill him? I know there's that threat that Londo said there's somebody in the royal court that is on his side that will introduce the other half of the poison if he dies. So this is a dangerous game. But I think it's interesting that Londo said that this is what they used to do in the old days of the Republic, is to poison each other. And he's reintroducing it since the Republic is going back to its old days of conquering and expansion. So, yeah, and we'll have to see how this plays out.
I definitely liked how we get to see more and more that Londo is opposed to the way they're getting power. Like, Londo, even still, I don't think Londo had a problem at all with going to war with Narn.
No, I don't think so, because he didn't like Narns.
Yeah.
And he thought, well, we should be there and conquering them and having dominion over them. So he didn't have a problem with that. But I think he's having a problem with this grand expansion that they seem to be on to try to conquer as much territory as possible, maybe needlessly.
Even before then, you see how he wasn't pleased with the way they defeated the Narn. Like,
no, he wasn't.
The orbital bombardment was really the final straw. But even before then, you see that he makes an offhand joke about, oh yeah, just wipe out this colony, and then it happens, and he's pleased that the Centauri got a military victory, but he's not totally comfortable with the how, even from that get-go. But he's kind of like, okay, we're going to keep going.
I think he's concerned about what might happen if they get too comfortable with the shadow spiders. Mm-hmm. He thinks that if they get too comfortable, they have all these skirmishes with all their neighbors trying to take over territory, that the shadow spiders are going to turn around and conquer Centauri Prime.
Yeah,
his people, maybe destroy them, and deeply concerned, says Omni.
And I think also that, like Texas was saying, Londo is, in his mind at least, working for the good of the people, for the entire Centauri people, whereas Rifa is 100% just in it for himself. And he likes the fact that Centauri is strong because that gives him more prestige and more power. And he wants to keep on pushing it because the more he pushes it, the more power he gets. And I think, in a way, Londo is kind of mirroring Jakar, and in which Jakar had this revelation from Jaquan, where what does it matter if our people survive if we lose our soul in the process? And so he's kind of had this rebirth and reawakening to who the Narn people originally were. And this is something they touched on from the very first episode almost, that the Narn were peaceful people. They were farmers. And it is a corruption of who they are that they become this warrior people. And so
they pretty much had to.
Yeah. And so Jakar he's like, hey, we need to get back to the root of who we were. We need to save the soul of our people. And I feel like in a lot of ways, Londo is having the same sort of concern, that he's like, hey, I'm concerned about the end result of our people. He doesn't put it in such religious terms, but it does seem like he is concerned about the soul of his people, because he knows that if they continue down the path they're in right now, he's seen the end of that. He's seen that prophecy in his mind, where the hand, I see a great hand reaching from space, and he sees all
reaching from the star.
Yeah. And he's seen the Shadow Spider ships covering the sky of his people. And he realizes that an alliance with them is ultimately a destruction of his people. No matter how powerful they become, the end result is their destruction. And so both he and Jakar kind of have this war for the soul of their people going on. And it's interesting how it's happening in two wildly different ways.
Yes, indeed. Jakar's is very spiritual and with a religious aspect to it, where Londo, I think, is just more, I'm not sure what the word I want for that is, but
Machiavellian, political.
Political. That's a good word, I guess, for it.
Who cares about the Narn with their earrings and wrinkly noses? Different franchise there, Thomas.
Did you watch the show, Thomas? That's my question.
So I like the Reef and Londo stuff. I really like their confessions at the end. I honestly missed most of Sheridan's, no surprise. But I caught all the rest of them. I like Garibaldi's fear of losing control. I felt like Ivanov's was a little bit weak on loving Talia, largely because that plot didn't develop enough for me. Like just because you have one scene in the very last episode with her was like, oh, and by the way, maybe they kind of sort of yes. It's like, okay, but where's all the undertones before it? Narratively, it doesn't hold up. And also, it's one of those things where, like, what do you do with her character from here on out? Like, is she only about girls now? What's this thing going on with her and Strider, Marcus?
I love how you came up with that, Strider. There are big things coming for Ivanova. Don't you worry. A little hint there, a little spoiler.
So we'll see. We'll see. And then the biggest one for me was Dr. Franklin's. They've had this going on in the past now, and just the fact that he is willing to confess to anyone that he has a problem is huge.
I think the Ivanova admission did have merit. It did have weight to it, because when Talia came on the station in season 1, Ivanova didn't want anything to do with her. And you slowly saw them becoming closer friends, spending time together, and then eventually it ended up in that last episode with Talia. They seemed to be together. So I think that was a natural evolution of the relationship.
I guess
And
just
it
didn't
took
land for me.
almost two seasons.
They just kept everything so platonic until like the very last second. And then it was like just a hint.
Part of the problem is the actress, she wanted to be off the show. She didn't want to be on the show anymore. She didn't feel like she had enough to do. So she asked to be written out.
Yeah. And
Thomas
Kate
says
Roberts
woke.
points out she does still have her ambassadorial duties.
Who does?
Ivanova?
Ah, okay. Human style.
Yes.
I think that's where that's going.
But yeah, for me the biggest revelation was Franklin coming forward. And
Now, you know, that one didn't land for me because he didn't say much about it. He just said, I think I have a problem. He didn't say what the problem was. He didn't hint at it at all. I just have a problem.
It worked for me because we know what the problem is. And the fact that he's willing to admit it all is a kind of like a big first step for him. Because so far he's been trying to hide it. He's been he straight up lied to Garibaldi about it. But he's been trying to tell himself that he can control this. Yes, he's dependent on it, but it's okay. He's totally in control of everything. And for him to be willing to come forward and say, I'm not in control. I don't have mastery over this. It is a big one for me. So I guess to be fair also, you do know what's coming. And so maybe some knowledge of what happens from here on out makes some of these revelations weightier than others.
Possibly. Now, you mentioned you didn't really hear what Sheridan said.
Yes.
He said that he realized that Dolores means a whole lot to him. He really cares for her, and he can't imagine his world without her in it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It's a sweet one. I mean, we all know it, but it's nice to hear him say it.
And I imagine she liked hearing it.
Yeah. And I did also
It's
like
Love
how
Boat
she...
in Space, says Joel Miller.
I did like how she predicted that they were all going to turn in their uniforms.
Yes, yeah. She knew that Sheridan wasn't going to wear his uniform anymore, so I think she had a good inkling. Now, did you notice... Sorry.
I was saying it wasn't a huge revelation, but I did like Garibaldi's confession. Like honestly, in terms of confession, for me it was Franklin, Garibaldi, and then Sheridan and Talia were kind of equal for me. They're both like, okay. But not like huge confessions. Honestly, Lanier's confession was a bigger one than Talia's or Sheridan's.
Ivanova, you mean?
Yeah. Do I? I do.
Yeah, I agree. Lanier's was probably the biggest. He got very clear. You got a clear indication of what his mission was. Very little ambiguity there at all.
Thomas says, human style of what, Matthew? I think it was dancing. It involved dancing at the very least.
Don Stroud, who played Boggs, did you notice the scar on his face?
Yeah, right under his eye there.
That was a real life scar he got when he saved a woman who was being assaulted.
Oh, wow.
Real life.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a hard place to get a scar and not...
Yeah. I guess he was very lucky
Yeah,
that it
I'm not
wasn't
sure how.
that.
If his eye, now I'm trying to remember if his eye was also a little cloudy or not.
It did look a little odd. No, Thomas. Talia was not in this episode. She was mentioned in this episode. You have to forgive Matthew.
She was in the episode in Heart.
Indeed.
Joel, spoiler, Veer's in on the next episode. Yes. I think even I can get that prediction correct based on next week's episode name.
So I wonder what Dolores would have given up if she could have participated in the ceremony. We didn't get to see that because of her injury. And we never saw the AI completely gone. So I wonder if it's still there.
We've already seen that Dolores had her moment with Sebastian, in which she gave up quite a bit of pride, one might say. She's given up her spot on the Grey Council, the Grey Council at all. I mean, maybe you could make an argument that she would have given that up. She does make a comment about how the Minbari people are strongest when they are united. And they're not united right now.
She also said that they're the weakest when they're united.
She did.
Which is an interesting oxymoron.
Wait, did she say weakest or...
I thought she did.
Was it we're at our best and our worst? I think that may have been it.
Worst, I'm sorry.
You gotta be careful. You're hanging out with me so much, you're starting to...
I know.
But yeah, at their best and their worst, which is an interesting dichotomy there, but it makes a lot of sense because she talked about how when they united in revenge, that they were just furious, and it brought out the worst of them, which, I mean, it's so true.
They were angry for a long time, she said.
And it's interesting because that kind of mirrors what happened with us, the United States, after 9/11. Like, we united. I don't think America has ever been more united in my lifetime than after that.
I would agree with that statement.
Because we were out for blood. And you know, there's a famous photo of they had just done some military thing, and Bush went aboard an aircraft carrier, and there was a big banner that said "Mission Accomplished." And
I remember that.
He got a lot of flack for that, but I don't think people realized how right he was. That America really had accomplished what they set out for at that point, because what they wanted was revenge, and at that moment we really had peak revenge. Like, we hadn't gotten Bin Laden yet, but we bloodied their nose, and that's what we really wanted. And after that, the unity was kind of gone. People were like, you know what, the anger is gone, we got our revenge, the moment's over, we're done.
True.
And so just revenge is an extremely unifying motivation, is what I was trying to say there.
K. Robert says scoreboard. I'm not sure what he means by that.
Like how we all keep score?
Perhaps.
Or in reference to your earlier comment that she hit the right nerve. Got a point on the school scoreboard for that comment.
Ah, okay.
And she did. I mean, he's like, forget this. I'm just going to kill you anyway. After that comment.
He almost blew the whole plan there.
He almost blew it several times.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it just shows how crazy he actually was.
I think the craziest part of the episode was the fact that he was able to have a long-ranged weapon aboard the promenade area and was able to line up a clean shot on Sheridan. Motive fighting? Yeah. Sometimes I short circuit my own brain and start to combine words.
You're going to laugh, but I have a hard time with that too. I'll do that. My brain just gets going so fast that it wants to put out as much information as it can at once, and words just meld together. Promenade, that was the Zocalo, says Trevor Lorne.
Tomato, potato.
Yeah, you know.
Yes, Otto wouldn't have let that kind of thing happen.
Otto.
Did you see that I passed the town of Otto?
Yes, I did see that. Very good.
Which I don't remember if that happened on the stream or not, but yes, I was trying to type Odo, and instead, I think I was trying to type it, and instead I typed in Otto. And then, literally, a couple days later, I drove past a town called Otto on my way to the job site.
I think that's funny.
I wish I could say that I drove past the town and then I made the typo, but I didn't. I definitely made the typo first.
Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
Exactly. Well, let me make some quick predictions for next week here.
Okay.
Thomas says he's pretty sure I said Otto. Well, Thomas,
you did on a stream.
I trust y'all's memories a lot more than I trust mine, so I must have said it. So prediction for next week. I've been waiting so patiently for this episode.
I know you have.
And I've been so patient to not speculate. Wow. Speculate.
It's late.
Theorize and speculate. Speculize. I've been good to not speculize about this name. Next week, the name of the episode is Sick Transit Veer, which I'm excited about because this is the motto of one of the Virginias, I think it is. And the actual motto is Sic Transit Tyrannus, thus to all emperors, or thus all tyrants, excuse me. And the point is like, hey, anytime we see a tyrant, we're going to take him down. That's how we used to be. And so they're doing a play on words here because someone was so kind. Sic Semper Tyrannis, is that what it is? Okay. Okay, yeah, Virginia. Sic Semper Tyrannis. Thus all tyrants. So they're doing a play on that, but at the same time, Sic Transit Veer, someone pointed out, is thus passes a man, I think it is. Or so passes all men, something along that lines. But at the same time, Veer, of course, is Veer's name. And so I think we're going to get a combination of these three facts put together. That we are going to have Veer somehow set up as a tyrant. Right? At the very least, people are going to be treating him as if he were so. And the more he tries to prove that he's not a tyrant, the more tyrannical people are going to somehow assume he is. And so you're going to have someone trying to assassinate the cruel, tyrannical rule of Veer. And how are you going to tie in the last part? That thus passes a man. They must get him at some point. They must have. They must wound him somehow, such that his life appears to be in danger. I think by the end of the episode, he's going to be just fine. Ain't no way they're going to get rid of Veer from this show. he tried to leave and they brought him right back. You got to keep Veer in this show. He is the heart of the Centauri people. So I think that's the three things that's going to work together. That Veer is going to be on the verge of death, and he's going to be that way because somehow he has been implicated as a tyrant. And someone's going to try and take him down. It's going to be one of these big misunderstanding episodes, because obviously Veer's not a tyrant, but he's going to get mistaken as such. And, we'll probably get some more introspection from Londo as he is having to yet again be at someone's deathbed side. He had that moment with the Lanier, and I think he's going to have kind of a mirroring moment here with Veer. So that's my prediction for next week.
Sounds interesting, but are you sure that this episode won't be about Kosh instead?
I don't. No idea.
Okay.
We'll find out.
Well.
Yeah, and my accuracy is mind-blowing. Now remember, you can have a tight grouping of shots. You can make sure that you are consistently hitting the target in a very tight group, but the bullseye is way over there. So just because you're always accurately hitting the same spot doesn't mean you're actually on target. Yeah, and Wizards is pointing out that sick transit means thus passage, and Veer means man, so thus passes a man. I'm just looking forward to it. I hope that even if I am 100% wrong in everything I just guessed, I hope that this is somehow a play on words of these Latin ideas.
And do you think we'll have a stream next week?
I do. Yes.
Okay. Excellent.
Yep. So
excellent.
I mean, you never can predict when things go crazy and I'm driving out of town last second, but we've gotten past all the immediate stuff so we had to go down there, and it's a validation process. So for those who don't know, I'm a programmer for industrial equipment, and there will be a piece of data in a remote device and a piece of data on my device that I'm reading from it. And so one of the last steps we do once we create the top-end graphical interface for this is we make sure that when the remote device does something, it shows up correctly on the top end. And so that's what I was having to do. I was on site, and we were one by one going through thousands of points of data where they would turn on a piece of equipment. Okay, I got it. Okay, now we trip a breaker to force it to fail, and I show an alarm saying this device failed to run. We have a trip breaker, and just through so many data points. So long hours, not exactly the most fun work, but it's good work. And thankfully, I don't have to do that sort of work very often. Most of the time, I get to do it remotely. So now that we've gotten all of that done, I shouldn't have to go out for a long time from here on out.
Okay. I look forward to next week.
Thank you. And thanks, guys, for putting up with my nonsense when I just have to go silent for 3 weeks. I love doing this, and I love that you guys hang out with us as we do this. I look forward to seeing you next week at the Hour of Scampering.
Have a good week, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to hit that like button and share it with your friends. If you haven't subscribed yet, I hope you will, and be sure to hit that bell icon to be notified of all the updates I do on this channel. If you want to support the work I'm doing here, then I hope you'll consider becoming one of my Patreons, where you'll get early access to all kinds of videos. And until the next time, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May he cause his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. Amen.